Yeah.
The soldiers around here, are they stationed here, or are they
Yes.
invited by the kibbutz?
No. They're stationed. The army pays us rent. Everything up here on the top, I forgot to mention that. Thank you very much for the question. Everything up here on the top, people, belongs to the army. This is not for for civilian mobile telephone use. There are cameras. There are soldiers here living under there and other places. It's all around. Not hundreds of armed soldiers. These are technical troops operating the equipment. Understand, because this is something that I forgot to tell you. I'm glad I'm reminded. People, there are three things that are unique about our kibbutz, and that's why it's on your itinerary. This is the only place on the Lebanese-Israeli border that has this panoramic view. Everywhere else, we're blocked by mountains. We're underneath. And remember, I did the thing with Rosh Nikra and the border, and we're all underneath. And this is the only place up here high that has this whole thing where you can see Syria, Israel, and Lebanon. Unique. The second thing that makes us unique is that the army lives here inside the kibbutz and pays us rent. Everywhere else, they're outside the kibbutz. But they can't be outside of us because that's Lebanon. So they're inside, because that's the third thing that's unique about our kibbutz. Here at Kibbutz Misgav Am, the border between Israel and Lebanon is that road. That fence, number 31 on the lamppost. Everything on the other side of that is Lebanon. There is no buffer zone, there is no demilitarized zone. There's my backyard, a double fence with the Israeli patrol road down here underneath. When you guys drove down there, you could have seen it on your right. The fence, the road, an external fence. The whole thing's 15 yards wide. All the shrubbery that you see over there is Lebanon. With the exception of Metula down there, everything you're looking at is Lebanon or Syria. Totally unique here. And the only reason you're here, this is a closed military zone, and the only reason that we can have tourism here is because our neighbors are well disciplined and they've signed a ceasefire since 2006. And they abide by it. There's no anarchy here. Before 2006, we had no tourist industry. You couldn't come here. They'd taken pot shots, the Hezbollah. They would have dropped mortar bombs whenever they felt like it. Since the war in 2006, against their religion, they've been good little tatalas. And so the Israeli government allows me to bring tourists here. But we're totally reliant on whether they uphold by the ceasefire or not. Yeah?
So you never get any like infiltrators or rock throwing?
No, last time was 2006.
So where was I think on Israel Independence Day this past year, there was like rock throwing going on?
Yeah, I wasn't here. That was down over there where they sit above us. Wasn't anywhere around here.
What happened in 2006?
The whole sky opened up and they shot at all northern Israel. Tens of thousands of rockets. Rockets, mortars, missiles. And then we shot back. And after 34 days, they went to the UN and they said, we want a ceasefire. And it's been upheld since then. I mean, none of our guys runs around without orders and takes pot shots, and none of their guys runs around without orders and takes pot shots. This is not the Palestinians. There's no anarchy here. Which is to our advantage. That's why we can have tourism. Any other questions? Yeah?
What made you decide to come over here when you were 21?
Okay. I was born in 1940. The Holocaust is not a history book. I lived through, in my teenage years, the MacArthur era. Not a history book. I knew two things. That I'm an American by accident. Could have been born anywhere. My parents, grandparents, actually my parents were born in America. My grandparents, your great-grandparents, you're all accidents. Could have been born anywhere in the Jewish diaspora. So being American is not your major thing. Wasn't mine. Being Jewish was mine. And during the MacArthur era, I realized, signs, Jews and dogs not wanted. Universities you couldn't go to, clubs you can't go to, country clubs, golf clubs. Doesn't matter how much money you make, doesn't matter how successful you are. To millions of people, you're just a dirty Jew. So I live in America when for the first time our generation in 2,000 years has a chance to build a home for the Jewish people in Eretz Yisrael. Why waste my life in America? To me, it was very simple. There's nothing in America but money, and you're still a dirty Jew. So who needs it? What does America have on me? I live in a free, democratic, capitalistic society, and we're all Jews. What does America have on me? Nothing. Nothing. There's poor people in Israel, there's poor people in America. It doesn't matter. There's nothing in America that's more than here. So I made a decision that because we are a unique generation and we have that choice, I made my choice. Why waste my life in Goy land when I can live in Jewland?